Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother, lovingly remembered as the mother of the nation.
Severe floods in southern Thailand have affected over 2 million people and threatened the country's economic growth.
The Michelin Guide Thailand 2026 features 468 restaurants, introducing new awards for sustainability and the first mentor chef recognition. สวัสดีค่ะ Good evening and welcome to Thai Pulse. This week we're going to start off the episode with a special tribute to Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother. So for this episode we want to talk about her as a role as a mother.
Right.
So something more human, something more intimate. Because usually when we mention about Her Majesty, they would mention about the craftsmanship, the cultural preservation, corn, silk, or rural development. But today we're going to talk about her role as a mother and also a mother to the nation as well. So Her Majesty raised 4 children while at the same time meeting the demands of her royal duties. And the royal household often describe her as warm, devoted, and unwavering protective as well. So the kind of character that a mother needs to have. And also she's a mother who insisted her children understand the lives of ordinary Thai people like farmers or artisans, villagers, etc., etc.
Right.
And whenever we see her on television, when we were very young, every visit of hers, she would approach with empathy of a mother. So she would not stand above the people, but she would kneel down and she would talk to them, make them feel comfortable. And I think in a way it just makes them feel comfort, and it's like in the presence of your mother, right? And I think that is why many Thais, especially the older generations, felt that she was not only the mother to her children, the royal children, but she was also their mother as well. And that is how Her Majesty became a symbol of a mother, guiding national identity through gentleness rather than authority. Yeah. And if we talk about corn, earlier and also on our earlier episodes, we were talking about how she became a patron to the revered art of corn, right? And she was not just preserving the culture, but she was actually nurturing Thai identity. And other than nurturing corn, right, she was also supporting traditional craftsmanship. She was raising community. She was raising a community through that support. And when offering guidance during national crisis or transitions, she would reassure the home with the calm of a mother. Right? And I think that is very important, because when there's chaos going on, but a mother would step in and make sure that her children feel safe. Right. And I mean, one of the most profound roles of her would be when she was working with rural women, when she would support the women through the support foundation. And Her Majesty empowered millions of women by giving them income, dignity, and also stability as well. So I think that is a very important role as a mother needs to provide for her family. And she didn't only offer financial opportunities, but she also offered validation. And that is also very important, because I mean, to make your children feel that they are worth to be admired, and also that what they are doing also means something. Right. Every villages that she visited, she made the people feel like they belong. And they're not just witnessing the queen of the country, the nation's figure, but they are witnessing a mother right in front of them. They're making them feel like they are a daughter. Yeah, so I think that is why we want to, emphasize this part of her life, this role of hers as well, not just being a patron towards art, towards culture, but also she plays a very important role as a mother to her 4 children and also to the nation.
Right. Well, I made my research and I saw that Her Majesty support education for young children as well through the Foundation for Needy Students under the royal patronage of Her Majesty the Queen. Yeah, that is one of her role as a mother, I would say. When you mentioned her role in Support Foundation, when she empowered farmers' wives with income generating skills like weaving textiles or making high quality crafts, arts and crafts to sell, I think it's also a form of women's empowerment. And I think that's very important. Personally, I think she understands, Her Majesty understands her role very well as a mother, as a wife, and as a mother of the nation, you know, not just mother for her children. And I think it's also important to highlight that on August 12th of every year, we celebrate Mother's Day, which is also Her Majesty's birthday.
Right.
And on December 5th, which just passed, we celebrate Father's Day as well. Right.
Yeah, so recently it was Father's Day, right? National Father's Day. So that is why we want to bring this up. Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother as playing a role as a mother and also the mother to the nation also.
Right. All right. So next issue, we'll talk about a very sad situation that happened in the south of Thailand, a very severe southern floods, which took place in the south of Thailand in 10 provinces. I think you all and us all saw the damage.
Right.
Yeah, and it triggered like overwhelming emotions across the nation. So severe flooding affected 10 southern provinces and caused, of course, major economic disruption, especially in the big city, touristic city, economic city like Hat Yai district in Songkhla province, which borders with Malaysia. So there are not only locals, but a lot of tourists. Have you been to Hat Yai?
Yes, but I mean, it's been over a decade now. I think the last time I was there was like 20 or something.
Right. I mean, Hat Yai and Songkhla, it's just the province that I love. The people are so kind. And most important of all, the food is very good.
Yeah.
And the city itself, you know, there is the sea, and it's like the city is situated in the middle of the mountains. There are mountains surrounding the city, and it's just so nice, and I felt so sad that this situation happened. So, according to the Center for Economic and Business Forecasting of University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce, more than 2 million people and 800,000 households have been affected and displaced due to this situation. The most severely impacted provinces, of course, Songkhla, and also Nakhon Si Thammarat and Pathalung around that area. So both large and small businesses, including local enterprises in the affected areas, have been forced to temporarily, some permanently shut down. Right. So if the situation like this continues for 1 month, this is just a prediction. The universities say that the economic damage could be no less than 40 billion baht. I mean, when I listen to that, I feel scared because nobody expected this to happen, you know, and this is Songkhla, the economic province of the south. Imagine if it happens to Bangkok, what would happen? The economic loss that it would cause, right? So the tourism sector is expected to take the hardest hit, according to the university, losing at least 22.5 billion baht. Other heavily affected sectors include agriculture, manufacturing, and public utilities, which cannot be restored quickly.
Even though the flood has, is gone, but still there's a lot of problems that were left behind. That you see like cars on top of each other. It's like zombie land, right? Yeah. It's like the apocalypse.
Right.
And also with the 9,000 baht help for the people who were affected, they were complaining. And I mean, they have the right to, right? They were saying that why don't you just go home to home, 9,000 baht check for each address, and then just, hand it to each home. Very easy, very simple. Why do you have to make it so complicated? Because people are needing help at this very moment and they need it now, but why do they have to wait longer?
Yeah, that's true. But I think the government has been doing their best. So we're going to talk about the government relief as well because we already talked about the damage. So the government rolled out certain measures just to reduce the burden. For example, the debt burden reduction, loan reduction, suspension, for example. So for people who took a loan from government banks, the principal and interest suspension would be offered for 12 months, up to 1 million baht per borrower. And people are allowed to borrow more, an additional amount of 100,000 baht with 0% interest for 12 months with fast track approval. The government banks also offer recovery loans with 0% interest to financial state institutions and also soft loan with very low interest for SMEs just to revive their business. And the government also offer the cash compensation that you talk about, 9,000 baht per household. But I mean, I understand why there has to be some certain processes, right? I mean, it's the government's money. You cannot just take it out and to give it to everyone because it's a state budget, so there's a need for certain documents. Yeah. So, and the third measure is the insurance compensation. So the residential properties are compensated up to 20,000 baht for actual damages. And shops, businesses are compensated up to 30,000 baht per insured. And vehicles, we saw many vehicles in the flood. So they can be claimed quickly by submitting photos showing the registration and water level. And the government is coordinating with the Office of Insurance Commission just to speed up the process. Also, there's a tax reduction scheme for house repair. So if you repair your house, you can use that to reduce the tax, both individual and corporate income tax as well.
Okay, and that's our first break, a special tribute to Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother, and also the update after the flood has receded. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
During Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother's royal visit to the northern provinces of Thailand, Her Majesty graciously learned of the many hardships faced by local villagers, particularly their lack of occupational knowledge and access to adequate food sources for daily living. Deeply concerned for their well-being, Her Majesty expressed her royal wish to improve the quality of life of the people. Guided by this vision, Her Majesty graciously initiated the establishment of a model farm, a center for agricultural training. The first of these farms was established in 1997 at Ban Khun Tat, Jom Thong District, Chiang Mai Province. The model farm project under the Royal Initiative was created to provide employment and improve living standards for rural communities. The project encourages villagers to pursue stable occupations and earn reliable incomes to support their families. It also promotes raising native livestock and sustainable food sources and emphasizes the conservation of natural resources to preserve ecological richness for future generations. Furthermore, the project serves as a center for agricultural education, research, and technology transfer. In addition, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother sought to extend assistance to those affected by the 1997 economic crisis, particularly individuals who had lost their employment. To provide them with sustainable opportunities, Her Majesty graciously commanded the expansion of the model farm project to other provinces across all regions of Thailand, now covering more than 17 locations nationwide. On the auspicious occasion of Her Majesty's birthday anniversary on August 12, 2002, Her Majesty delivered a royal address to well-wishers who came to offer their birthday facilitations at Dusit Dalai Hall, Jitlada Villa, Dusit Palace. In part, Her Majesty stated, quote, I once thought that if each country could increase its food production, it would greatly help prevent famine in the future. That is why I initiated the Model Farm project. Moreover, when villagers came to me and said they had no work, that even after finishing their studies, they could not find employment, I allowed them to work at the model farms. At the same time, they learned the correct methods of raising livestock. And when they left, they could use that knowledge to raise their animals properly and sustainably, end quote. The model farm project under the Royal Initiative at Ban Khun Tet, Jom Thong District, Chiang Mai Province, has successfully created livelihoods and sustainable food sources for its residents in Doi Gao sub-district, as well as for residents of nearby communities. The project has also revitalized the local ecosystem through reforestation with native rattan species, the construction of mixed and semi-permanent check dams, and watershed rehabilitation efforts. These initiatives have restored the moisture balance of the surrounding forests and created sustainable water sources for household consumption and agriculture. Today, more than 800 households benefit from these resources, living in harmony with nature and in accordance with Her Majesty's enduring vision of self-reliance and well-being.
All right, welcome back to Thai Pulse. In this second segment, we're going to talk about the issue that is worrying many people, including myself.
Right.
It's the PM2.5 is back already. Have you felt it?
Yes, I mean, since last night. Last night it gone up like 110, the
Right.
Air Visual app, according to the Air Visual app. This morning it skyrocketed up to 150. But in
Right.
Pattaya, it was like 190, I think.
Right. So that was kind of expected because I saw the weather forecast before that this week, this past week, the weather was going to be very toxic and polluted. Talking about Bangkok Governor Chacha Sittipan tried to encourage many parties to implement the work from home measure. This is just initiative. This is just a request for cooperation, not a law, not a forced measure. But fortunately, many institutions, many organizations, private, public, joined already. And he said that it's important because to reduce the traffic only for one day, according to him, it already reduced the level of PM2.5 a lot, right? So Bangkok governor explained reasons why the past week the weather has been terrible. First, the weather conditions are trapping dust over the city. So there are cold air masses in the city which creating something like a lid effect. You know, the ventilation there is no ventilation at all.
Right.
So the dust cannot move away. The situation is typical in winter, according to him, which we are now in winter. And secondly, vehicle emissions remain a major contributor as Bangkok has a very high volume of cars on the road. And this is one of the reasons why he tried to encourage people to work from home. Thirdly, the biomass burning, the agricultural burning, both locally and from neighboring countries, it's adding to the pollution. So Bangkok is, of course, stepping up measures to tackle this problem, including strict enforced regulations at construction sites, for example, like water spraying and site covering. The reduction of the monitoring of the open burning area. Mr. Chacha said that these areas are closely monitored and penalized, especially in the rural area of Bangkok where there are many rice fields, many agricultural lands, and some farmers just choose to burn the plots to prepare for the next crops. This is cheapest way of preparation, but unfortunately create a very high pollution.
Even though PM 2.5 is bad news, but I mean, it's good to hear that the authorities are planning
Yeah.
something, to make the situation better. Let's talk about something more happy, in Pattaya. So recently, Pattaya is planning to have a lot of festivities, events at the end of this year. This includes the Pattaya International Fireworks Festival, music concerts at Bali High Pier, Christmas markets, art and cultural shows, sports events for local and international participants, family activities along the beachfront, and countdowns and New Year festivities. So of course, these are all for tourist boost, to boost tourism, local businesses, and the city's global visibility. But while this is very exciting, but also it comes with challenges as well. I mean, it's good for the visitors, it's good for Thai tourists as well, who's not the local living there at Pattaya City, but for locals though, who are living around certain areas that has those events, might not be quite happy, especially if they are elderlies, small children, not quite small children, because they might not have no idea what's going on. And especially the groups where they might be exhausted after work, they just want to get home and enjoy their peaceful environment at home. But then with these events going on, that might not happen. So let's talk about tourism pros though. The first things first is massive economic injection, of course. Hotels, restaurants, vendors benefit. International visitors return strongly, yes. Pattaya's image improves after slow pandemic era years. So that's the pros for tourism. But now let's talk about local concerns. Traffic congestion, noise pollution, overcrowding at beaches, and rising waste and environmental pressure. Again, so I think this is something that we need to take this topic very seriously, because it is making our economy growing. It's better, but at the same time, are we asking the locals how they feel about this, and how can we make this less overwhelmed for them, right? So in order for Pattaya to shine globally, I think we need to step back and also look at how locals are feeling and how can we make things better and good for both sides, both for locals and also for visitors as well. This means we need to make the beaches clean, respectful event management, noise regulations, proper waste handling, and fair opportunities for local vendors and communities. Because crowds doesn't mean success. I think success comes when everyone has their own space.
Right. It comes with sustainability as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Pattaya a lot, and next weekend I'm gonna go there again too. I like the beach in Pattaya, but sometimes there are too many plastic trash. Especially after the festivals, after the events. Like last year I was there during the firework events, and like the next thing I woke up, went to the beach, like I saw so many plastic trash, garbage, you name it, you know. So it's kind of like you kind of wonder, why are we doing this, right? I mean, it's good for the economy, the local economy, as you say, but I think the sustainability is something that we have to really take into account.
I think the hosts or the organizers need to do a better job with managing the event.
Yeah, that's true. All right, our last issue, it's about food. Our favorite topic. Michelin Thailand 2026 just announced again last week. The Michelin Guide Thailand 2026 edition has been released, covering this time a total of 468 restaurants. So there are 2 restaurants with 3 Michelin stars this year. Son, have you been?
No, unfortunately.
Thai food, and Sirikit, I've been there. So the restaurant was founded by twin chefs, Thomas and Matthias. This restaurant offers contemporary German cuisine with traditional techniques like fermentation, pickling, and smoking. Next, there are two restaurants this year promoted to 2 Michelin stars. The first one is Anne Sophie Pic at Le Normandie at legendary Mandarin Oriental Hotels. So it offers contemporary French cuisine. The chefs are Anne Sophie and Tamaki Kobayashi. And the second one is Indie. I look at the website. I think it's worth trying. So it offers modern Indian cuisine, 10 courses for not very expensive price. Definitely worth a try. So there are 1-star restaurants. I have a list here. The first one is Jefai. Everybody knows her. Another one, Juk Chunja. This is Korean restaurant. And there are others like the one that we know already, Le Du, Maison du Nord, French restaurant in Sathorn, Mia, Nam Nawa, Nusra, Potong. There are others like Pru, Resonance, Samrap Thai, Sanejan, Signature, Suan Tip, Sushi Saito, and Wanayu. So these are 1-star restaurants in Bangkok. And there is a new addition as well. This is a Green Star category. Green Star means the restaurants that are environmentally conscious and offer sustainable dining. So there are now 5 Green Star restaurants, including a new one this year. So previously there were 4 and 1 additional this year. It is Goats. It's called Goats. Yeah, it's a 1 Michelin star restaurant dedicating to thoughtful cooking that highlights Thailand's rich natural diversity. So it's a Thai restaurant.
Goat, as in greatest of all time?
Of course, it's not as an animal. I hope. Well, the new award this year is the Michelin Guide Mentor Chef Award, supported by honors chefs who have significantly contributed to the culinary world by mentoring and passing on their knowledge and skills to the next generation. So the first recipient in Thailand this year is David Thompson. So Mr. David began exploring Thai cuisine in the 80s. He fell in love with its rich culture and flavors, and he opened a restaurant called Nam, offering Thai food in 2001 in London.
Right.
Yeah. And that is the first Thai restaurant to earn a Michelin star. And the first Thai restaurant that introduced Thai fine dining to an international audience successfully. So he came back and he opened Nam restaurant branch in Bangkok in 2010, which shaped the identity of Thai fine dining and influenced both chefs and diners as well. So beyond his own success, Thompson has mentored numerous Thai chefs. This is the reason why he got this award. He encourages respect for cultural roots and excellence in cuisine. So, of course, he's not Thai by birth, but he has dedicated his career to preserving, sharing, and elevating Thai culinary heritage. And I think this is the reason why he got this award.
That's actually a big compliment to
Yeah,
Thailand. I
yeah.
mean, a foreigner chef who's
Cooks Thai.
profound in
Yeah.
Thai cuisine and also a mentor to Thai chefs as
Right.
well. So last week we were talking about how Thailand was chosen to be the food destination, right? So it's good to hear that a foreigner chef who is also profound in Thai cuisine and also are now mentoring Thai chefs also. All right, now guys, those are this week's episode. We'll see you next week with Thai Talk. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ